Hey everyone, I'm Jeff from InThirdPerson.com, a personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. And today, we are playing a couple of games here. First, we're starting with Aladdin on the SNES. I apologize if you see the lines going down the screen on the title card there. And Hannibal, how are you, man? I am doing well. It is a holiday here in Canada, so I've got the day off, and during holiday mornings, I like to stream. Try something a little different here. And so we're going to play some Aladdin on the SNES, which I picked up a couple months ago. Unfortunately, I'm realizing now that I have a busted copy of the game. As you can see, there's lines going down the title screen. That's not supposed to happen. And then afterwards, we are going to be playing X-Men Mutant Apocalypse on the SNES. Not many people talk about this game, and I remember it being really cool. So we're going to try that out. I hope you are doing well. I hope you have... work isn't too crazy for you and all that. Or if you are working, I hope I can keep you entertained in the meantime. Let's go switch the camera up, and we will go and play some Aladdin here. Okay. So, I remember playing this in the mid-90s. It was either one of the last games I played before I got a Super Nintendo, and, like, I rented it. I know I rented it, but I can't remember if it was a game that I got just before I got my Super Nintendo or just after I got my Super Nintendo, if I rented the system with it. And so, oh geez. As you can see, Aladdin swinging. Very parkour. Pre-Assassin's Creed. He had the parkour skills, and so you can run, you can jump. Oh, and I'm dead. Great! We are off to a hot start. We need to get an infinite life code going here or something. Or we'll just get better as we go. And I remember really liking this game at the time. I think what impressed me was the very fluid animation. And it looked, at the time, just very visually impressive. Granted, there were two Aladdin games. One on the SNES, one on the Genesis. And... before a time when games would the same game would get ported to multiple consoles, the Aladdin game on the Genesis is completely different from the SNES one. And I've heard that the Genesis version is actually better. I have not played it, so I cannot confirm myself, but I've heard they're both very good. Oh, there we go. We got a 1-up, so we're fine. Oh, climb up. Is this going to kill me? Please don't kill me. Oh, okay. Wow, just bounce on that snake. Cool. So, Hannibal, did you have a good weekend? Ooh. Yeah, Aladdin can jump. He can throw apples. Oh, we got a turkey there. Nice. That whole video game convention of just food in random spots. It's kind of gross, that jar turkey. I will say, one of my life goals is... to have deep-fried turkey. I have never eaten deep-fried turkey. It's not really a thing here in Canada. We don't have the infrastructure for deep-fried turkey, apparently. But I would love to do it sometime. It sounds amazing. Hey, we did it. Took a little bit of work, but we got there. Yeah, see this whole line business? This is what happens when... Okay, we'll talk about it. I bought this game at a convention a couple of months ago, and it was just like a loose cartridge in a bin of stuff. And I didn't get a chance to test it out, but it was cheaper than I've ever seen Aladdin before, so I was like, yeah, let's go get this. And when I was testing this last night, I noticed like the lines across certain elements of the screen. So that's not very good. And it doesn't seem to impact gameplay, at least that first level it didn't. I hope it doesn't impact some of the other ones, but we'll find out. Oh, okay. Not too worried about those apples. It's not too bad. Good thing you have the game. Yeah, this is one... Oh, geez. This game has been on my bucket list to get for quite some time now. I think not long after I got my SNES, I was like, yeah, I want to get this game back. And then I never did. And for a long time, I've been trying to find a copy of this game at a reasonable price. And it's... I mean, it's not like the biggest collectible game or anything like that. It's just that this game never got ported to anything afterwards. So it's really hard to get a copy at a reasonable price, IMO. Or at least a price I was willing to pay. And so yeah, this was made by Capcom. Actually, both of the games we're playing today are made by Capcom. Capcom did a lot of Disney stuff back in the day. They did... I think they did... Did they do DuckTales as well? I know they did Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. And some of the Mickey games as well. Bang. And yeah, Disney used to be a lot more prolific in the gaming space. Or at least, like, in terms of, like, enthusiast gaming stuff. Nowadays, they do a lot of mobile games, and EA is making their Star Wars stuff. Like, ugh. And, yeah, Disney Infinity was one of the last big things they did. Oh, jeez. Oh, Kingdom Hearts. That's a big game. That's a big Disney game that people are playing right now. I can't weigh in on Kingdom Hearts. I've never played any of the Kingdom Hearts games. Not really a JRPG guy, but generally speaking, I've heard good things. People are enjoying it, so that's good. Ooh. I will say, like, I remember one of the things that I loved about this game that I found really impressive were just the parallax scrolling in the back of just, like, the elements of the background moving at different speeds. Oh, geez. That I always found super cool. Okay, we'll get that bread. Boink. Sorry, Kingdom Hearts is not for me to play. I hear you. But yeah, some of my favorite Disney games, I love Chip and Dale's. Oh, geez. Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. I remember this one fondly. DuckTales is very good, although very hard. I will say very hard. Great music, though. That moon theme, whew. Hannibal, what are some of your favorite Disney movies? I've talked about Disney a bunch on my channel and other channels. I think it's been well documented that my history with Disney is spotty at best. There was a time in my life, pretty much everything after Aladdin, and even before then, I didn't watch because at a certain point, like during the whole Disney Revolution, the Little Mermaid and Lion King and stuff like that, I just kind of saw those as girls' movies. And I know that's, I mean, it was a different time. Like nowadays, they've changed up their content, and I don't like looking at it in those terms. Like, watch what you watch. We're not defined by the content we consume. Isn't necessarily like a boy thing or a girl thing. But at the time, as a kid, very clearly defined, like, okay, yeah, the Disney movies are for girls. I'm gonna go watch, like, The Terminator and Batman and stuff like that. That was the stuff I watched. So, pretty much everything from The Little Mermaid to when I started dating my wife, my now wife, in the late 2000s, I missed. So I missed, like, peak Disney. Number 1, Lion King is a very special in my time in my life. The feels. Okay, see, that's one I still have not watched in full. I have seen, like, I've seen most of the movie. I just have not seen it all in one sitting. Like, I remember being in middle school watching the first half of that movie, and then towards the end, like, a couple of years ago, or not a couple of years ago, afterwards seeing it on TV and showing up for the very end of the movie. Oh my god, what, you have to see it, my friend. You are not the only one. So, like, actually, one of the first things that Double Jump and I really got into debating was the whole Lion King thing. Yeah, when they were streaming the Lion King, I was like, I haven't watched this movie, and they roasted me for it, and they still roast me for it. So at some point, I will watch the movie at some point in full. I know I gotta watch it before the live action one. That is for certain. Yeah, Aladdin is my favorite Disney movie, hence part of why I love the game. Okay. I hope the live action is good. We'll see it. Yep. Everyone's got their fingers crossed. It has a star-studded cast. And I hope it's good. I thought I don't know if you saw the live-action Jungle Book, but I thought that movie was fantastic. I have one very specific criticism of it, but other than that, yeah, I thought, yeah, the live-action Jungle Book was so good. The only thing is there's one song sequence, and it's really weird. Just they didn't do Disney-esque camera angles for it, and it looks odd to me. Oh, jeez. Whoa. Okay, we're gonna have to work on our technique on that one. Huh. Rip. Yep. Yeah, give me that chicken. You killed Aladdin. I didn't kill Aladdin. This guy killed Aladdin. Okay. Here. I think that's the trick. Oh, jeez. Can we get the timing? Yep. And then we'll hide behind the box. Oh, come on. Swipe at me. Oh, no! No! Oh, no. Oh, no. Please tell me we can at least start at that stage. Let's go pull this rope. I think I got the pattern, though. I think I got the pattern. We'll get it. Funny, I find... Now he died. Yep, sorry about that, Hannibal. I will say, video games nowadays are... I find them to be generally easier than the games of yesteryear. I mean, part of it is just like, now we make lengthier games, and I think game designers... We have the data that shows that people don't really care for hard games, and games are generally longer nowadays as well, so you don't want people dying all the time. And of course, these were designed... Like, these games were inherently short, so they wanted to put more replay value in it, so they made the game harder. And hey, it's Jasmine! A whole new world. A new fantastic point of view. Oh, that was just stage 1? That was so much stuff! Okay, Genie, Apu, Aladdin, King. Let me take a picture of this, because I'm so not going to remember this. Alright. Cool. Together, Aladdin and Jasmine escape the Sultan's guards and run to Aladdin's home high above Agrabah. There, they enjoyed the views and discussed their dreams for the future. Unfortunately, they are found by the guards, who drag Aladdin off to the palace dungeon and Jasmine back to her father, the Sultan. That's no good. Aladdin is thrown into the deepest cell of the dungeon, but all he can think about is the beautiful princess. A strange old man appears, offering to set Aladdin free if he'll come on an adventure to the Cave of Wonders. Most games now are, glad to get out of prison. Aladdin doesn't suspect that the old man is actually Jafar in disguise. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Most games are now a few hours, and back they were long when you played without knowing anything. Oh geez, and I just walked right into the spikes. That's what I get for looking at the chat while trying to play. Yes, games are definitely designed differently now than they were then. I wouldn't necessarily say better or worse, it's just different. Well, generally speaking, I would rather have the gaming scene of now than the gaming scene of then. Although there's pros and cons. I think I like the improved graphics of today. I generally like the game design of today. I generally don't like some of the gross monetization schemes of certain games. I'm not necessarily mad at DLC. I know a lot of people are just like have a very hard stance against any sort of additional items that can be items or purchases that can be bought within a game. But I am okay with buying more stuff for a game that I like and having the option to do that. It's just, it gets really scummy when some stuff, when they take stuff out of what they used to offer and now sell it separately. And I think when you can clearly see that they made the game shorter or put less content in the game so they could sell you that separate. I think some of that is just a PR thing. Like, all you have to do, like, if you're going to cut stuff out of your main game, is to just don't tell people you have DLC coming until, like, a while after. But it seems like what people want is, or at least based on how publishers market their games, it seems like you have to have DLC on day one. Oh jeez. Okay. Oh hey. Dancing swords. Hey, it's a carpet. Yeah, what would I like to see? Or some of the things I liked from back then versus now. I thought there was a lot of creativity in the older days where people were still trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. That said, there's... Oh, I mean, a lot of people forget that there are a lot of bad games in the older days. A lot of derivative experiences. Like, people are like, oh, everything's a battle royale. But back then, like, everything was a 2D platformer. Okay, note to self, do not try and jump forward. They did so much with so little options. This is true. There's a quote by Brian Eno of... He's like an artist, and I really wish I had the quote on hand. It's just one of my favorite quotes about kind of breaking the limits of technology and why people like that stuff so much. It's really beautifully worded quote, and I think it really summarizes kind of that phenomenon you're talking about there, Hannibal. Of being able to do so much with so little, and kind of the limitations of the technology ultimately being like the defining factor of the technology that people will love later on as soon as you figure out how to avoid it. Oh no! Yo, this is tough. This is We're gonna burn all our continues here, damn. Good thing we have the code, right? We may cheat a little later on the stream and just throw in some codes. I know there's codes to like skip to the last level and infinite lives and all that. I know I'm not particularly good at this game, so... This whole experience of playing this on stream right now isn't necessarily be like, yeah, we can beat the game. Like, I just kind of want to hang out, play some old Disney games. I know you're a big fan of the Zelda series, Hannibal. What are some of your other favorite older games? And games with a real challenge to beat, now just search on Google and YouTube and that's it. I mean, I think if you mean in terms of like resources, yes, there was... It was generally harder to find the information you would need to beat something. I mean, there were video game magazines and stuff, but then you had to pay money, and a lot of people didn't have the money for that stuff at the time, and oftentimes if you just bought a regular video game magazine... Oh! Slam. Abu, no! Uh-oh. Alright, stage clue clear. Let's go take a picture of Jafar, Apu, Jasmine, Genie. It took 1.5 years to beat Ocarina of Time 100%, and I was like 9. Wow, that's... Whew. Okay, I will get to your point in a sec. Let me read this. As soon as Abu touches the gem, the cave begins to collapse. They're going to have to get out of there. Yeah, I beat Ocarina of Time when I was in... I think I was in middle school at that point. And I didn't 100% it. I pretty much never 100% anything. That's just not the way I like to play games. I like to play to get through the main experience, and after that, I'm fine. I don't feel the need to find every single secret or anything like that. But yes, Ocarina of Time is a tough game. Having played it recently, I bought the Ocarina of Time remake on the 3DS. And I just did not have the patience for it. I got to the Fire Temple, which is like the second temple in the game. And it's, yeah, there is a certain thing where you have to do like a series of jumps or traversal. Secret! You have to do some stuff without getting set on fire. And I couldn't do it, and I just didn't have the patience for it. So I didn't do it. And I stopped playing Ocarina of Time because of that. But I remember, like, the Water Temple is a nightmare in that game. Okay. We can do it. We can do it. There it is. Oh, jeez. Oh, okay. I'm glad that did not one hit me. The Water Temple, oh, was a pain. Yep. But such a cool game. That was one of the first games that almost made me cry. Almost made me cry. There are some really sad parts in there. And I'd never... No game had elicited that strong of an emotion for me up until that point. Since then, some games have like straight up made me cry. And a big one for me is the Season 1 of Telltale's The Walking Dead. There's some stuff in there that, wow. It really elicits the feels. Ooh. Oh man, why did I slip off that? Okay. Oh. He didn't grab the thing. Okay, we could do it. We could do it. We could do it. Also, I have not been using the run button the whole time. This is Super Mario 101 stuff I should be doing. Oh yes, I like Toy Story, but there are no new games. Oh, gee. I didn't realize that was in the foreground. Okay. That's a cool sequel. Whoa! Man, we are going to lose all our lives real quick here. Yup. There it is. Okay, let's try this again. We've got the code. Thank goodness I can just take pictures nowadays, or I guess I could have written it down back in the day too. Password. We're looking for Jafar, Abu, Jasmine, and Genie. There it is. I never beat this part when I played this game. Ah, okay. I've gotten a little farther than this. I have beaten this game with codes, but I have not. I couldn't do it straight up. This is a tough game. Oh, we have to play this part again? Uh-oh. I thought we could just go straight to the magic carpet part. Okay. Oh, man. A little slippery there. We should probably wait to see what's on the other side of that platform. There we go. I vaguely remember there being Toy Story games on, like, modern platforms, and I've heard they weren't very good. Then again, a lot of licensed games at the time weren't very good. Oh, come on. Nope. Whoa, 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 whoa. I overdid it on the run there. Okay, calm down. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Whoa, oh. Okay. Oh, jeez. Platform, a little slippery there. I think holding the run button definitely makes you more slippery, like, in an instant. Saved. I'm sorry, Annabelle. Oh, man. Yeah, a lot of memorization in this game. Of just being able to remember, like, this is the exact sequence of things that you should do. Not really as much opportunity to wing it, but a lot of games of the time were like that. Oh. Yeah, this doesn't play like Mario where it's in your best interest to just hold down the run button the whole time. I'm noticing I'm slipping off tight platforms like that just because I'm holding down the button. Okay. Well, I'm sorry I keep hitting the microphone. Oh, man. Okay. Oh. This is a really cool sequence, though. Like, at the time, this must have looked incredible. What? I only get 2 continues? That's no good. Hannibal, I see your message. I will get back to you in just a second. We got a little bit of a situation here. Ah! I beat once a year, A Link to the Past, Yoshi's Island, Mario 64. Been thinking of playing Donkey Kong 64. Okay. Oh, geez. Okay, A Link to the Past, fantastic game. Yoshi's Island, fantastic game. Touch Fuzzy Get Dizzy is one of my all-time favorite levels in any video game. Just the idea of Yoshi pretty much getting on drugs and the whole level warping around him is so cool. And the other game you said, Donkey Kong 64. I remember not liking Donkey Kong 64 back in the day. I thought it deviated a little too much from what made those games great, and there was way too much stuff to collect. Alright, let's try this like a... I think we can do it. I think we can do it. Jafar. Abu, Jasmine, and Genie. We'll see how far we can go. I do also want to get around to the X-Men game that I've got on the list, so I'll just have to be mindful of time and see how long we play this one in particular. Oh. Yes, it changed a lot from SNES DK. There's too many things to get. That's a very long game, yes. I have not played it since when it first came out on the N64. At some point I probably should stream that as well, just to refresh my memory on what that game was really all about. Now that... So this is a big stream, Hannibal, for me, because retro game streaming off original retro hardware has been really tough for me, because I haven't had the right TV for it. I have a gaming monitor that I do, like, most of my modern gaming on, so anytime I stream PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, I'm playing on a modern gaming monitor. The problem is it doesn't read any signals for any of the older systems, so I can't play SNES, N64, NES games on it. And I was using a TV that's just off to the side here, but it's way too big to fit in my setup, and I couldn't monitor the chat. I didn't have the lights here, so it didn't look as good. But now that I've got... Damn it! I have an older TV that my mom is lending to me now, so I can make this happen. And so we can definitely stream some more older games going forward. Aladdin is one that's been pretty high on my list. I do want to get to... In particular, I want to prioritize games that you can't play on an NES Classic or an SNES Classic, because I think those games have probably been streamed to death at this point, and those are some of the most popular games to begin with. So a lot of people have seen those games, and I wanted to show off some stuff that doesn't get the time of day and probably won't get re-released or anything like that just because of licensing or what have you. I play with emulator. I have some cartridges, but no console. Ah. Oh, jeez. We're going to get through this carpet part. We're going to do this fair and square. Yeah, I used to use emulators. I think back in the late 90s, early 2000s, just the novelty of being able to download games and then play them on the computer was really cool. I generally prefer to play with original hardware, even though that can be a pain in the butt. As you can see with my Aladdin game, with the lines going down the screen, like, I can't fix that. I have to buy another copy of the game. And playing games on original hardware can be tough. Streaming it can be tough. I need special cables to do it. I have to get a whole nother TV just to be able to stream this. But I generally prefer to play, like, original hardware, original controllers, where I can. Okay, can we? Oh, man. Not gonna be able to get that now. Oh. Why do I keep... This is bad. Yeah, there's very distinct moments where you want to hold the run button and other times when you don't. Like, if you just need to nudge yourself, do not hold the run button. What? Ooh, 4-3 layout. Yep. Hey, Randy, how's it going? Happy Family Day. Ah, jeez. Latest innovation. I've got, yeah, using Mom's TV, I'm able to properly stream retro games with my, on the desk, without having to, like, move all the lights and everything around, so. Happy Family Day to you. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Oh. I'll say, just looking at my stream setup here, this game, I think, translates pretty well to streaming. It looks pretty good. Hey, we did that. Okay, we did that part. But we have no lives going into the magic carpet sequence, so this is... Oh, what? Please, like, do we get the spinny wheel? Yes. Come on, extra lives. Not hearts. I don't need hearts. Give me that 2 up. 2 up. Okay, great. Whew. Huge. Thank you, Genie. Thank you. Have you guys seen the trailer for the new Aladdin movie? I think live-action Aladdin movie. That's coming out in May. I think it looks pretty good. I know a lot of people have given Will Smith a lot of flack for his portrayal of the genie. I think it's unfair, the criticism. We've seen him say like one line, and we saw him look blue once. And I think the thing that's going to be unfair is that he's trying to follow up Robin Williams, and that's no... Oh man, we are so close. No small feat. I don't think anyone is ever going to live up to that performance, so it is more imperative that he just kind of does what he does very well. Just kind of like the difference between Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger as the Joker. Oh man, this is tough. I can't just skip through this, right? Like we have gone... Yeah, we got to do this fair and square. So Jafar, Jasmine, Genie. That was me a long time ago. Yeah, it's hard, man. This is a lot of memorization. If you memorize the whole thing, which I have not, then it's tricky. I think we'll play this for a couple more minutes. I think I was trying to do like 1 hour each per game. So we'll go as far as we can, and then we will switch over to X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, which is a not... I don't think many people talk about this game, and I think it is... I find it weird that no one is talking about X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, because it did some interesting stuff in the time. And maybe I'm not remembering it as well as... Because maybe I overhyped the game at some point, because it has one very specific gimmick that I thought was really cool, as someone who plays Street Fighter avidly. But for now, we got to beat this magic carpet sequence. Oh, that slowdown. So now that I have this whole setup, retro stuff, I have an NES, an SNES, and an N64. Is there any games you'd want to see me stream in particular? I've got a bunch of stuff, mostly SNES, N64. I will say probably the most interesting stuff I have is N64. SNES is almost entirely the SNES Classic, and I think those games have been done to death. Like, on my list, I want to play Paper Mario. I've never given that series a fair shake, and I feel like this is the year where I finally try it and say, you know what, let's try this out for realsies. You were about to say Paper Mario? Okay. Oh, man. Yeah, I've only got a few SNES games that haven't been on the SNES Classic, so streaming SNES can get kind of weird. I'll try and pick up some other stuff now that this is all set up. Oh, I have, what's it called? If I hate myself, I've got at least one other game we could at least take a peek at. It is a legendary game, and considering that NBA All-Star Weekend just happened, maybe it's fitting. Oh. Yeah, so the one other game I have just sitting on my desk. Oh, okay, no, I must have put it back on the shelf. We've got Turtles in Time. This is one I have to stream at some point, but I would prefer to do this in co-op. So I guess, Randy, whenever you can, we'll do this one together at some point. Tetris Attack is here. Oh yeah, show and tell time. That means, you guys know, take a drink of water, right? I don't know what the stars mean. Oh, is that an extra continue? Nice! I have Shaq Fu. That's the game I was talking about. Man, I've only played that game for about 5 minutes. I bought it last year because I saw it at a flea market for $10, and I've heard so much about Shaq Fu that I was like, alright, it's here, it's pretty cheap, let's try this out, see what happens. And man, that game is a dumpster fire of a fighting game. Woo! Oh, come on. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. We did it! We did it! Yes! Alright, we gotta take a picture of this. So, Genie, Jafar, Aladdin, Abu. Aladdin and Abu escape and deliver the lamp to Jafar, but he tricks them and seals them into the cave. PogChamp, yep. Fortunately, Abu cleverly stole the lamp from Jafar. In order to read the writing on the old lamp, Aladdin rubs it with his sleeve, and poof! A genie appears and declares that Aladdin is his new master. But first, he invites Aladdin into the lamp. Oh. Action. I don't remember this part of the movie. Although it's been a long time since I've seen the movie. I don't... Okay. Huh! Oh, we need that bread. Give me that bread. Yeah, for streaming, I think we pretty much have all the big Nintendo 64 games. And I think the one console I have not streamed at all yet in light of the streaming thing, because I've streamed pretty much everything I have, except for the Wii. I have not streamed any Nintendo Wii games. I haven't been particularly motivated to stream anything on there, but there are some games I want to stream on the Wii at some point. I think now that my technical infrastructure is such that I can stream pretty much anything, I will get around to all those games. Like Super Mario Galaxy is one I need to give a fair shake, because I did not like that game. And I am not sure if I just was not in the right headspace for it or what, but a lot of people love Mario Galaxy, and I was just not that into it. Whoa, that was a big overjump. Damn. Galaxy is one of my faves. Okay, I will give that game a fair shake at some point. Let's go. Whoa. Oh, okay. Thank you, Genie. Oh, jeez. I'm facing the wrong way. Great. Alright, I don't think this level so far is as hard as the magic carpet part. That part was ridiculous. Alright, there we go. Oh, yep, just wait. Oh, jeez. Oh. Yeah, Genie's face reaction right there. That's my reaction as well. Oh. So we're almost at the hour mark. We will switch games soon. And then we'll try some X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, which is another one I've been dying to stream for a long time. Game that I remember very fondly. I don't actually know if it holds up, but we will find out together. Whoa, it's changing up the pattern. It made it easier. Huh. Whoa! Oh, and I slipped off the edge. It doesn't matter. Is that the one where you pick one of the X-Men and they each have their own level? Yes, it is that one. I showed this off on stream earlier. It is this X-Men game. It's the one Gandhi had back in the day. Alright, let's go. Hop over. Boop. Boink. Oh, come on. Oh, man. Oh, we're not going to make it. I think this will be the last run of Aladdin, and then we will switch games. Just the way the timing is working out. Then we'll do, like, about an hour of X-Men. Or if that ends up short, we can pick, like, one other thing. Maybe something that'll make my self-esteem. A morale boost, a game that I can play well on stream. Like a Super Mario World or something. I don't know. Or if I really hate myself, we can play some Shaq Fu. Alright, Genie, give me the easy platforms. I mean, it didn't help me last time, but... Uh-oh. Oh, come on. Wait, go... That way! Oh! Okay. Alright, so those are the things you swing on. Hey, we did it! I remember playing so much Justice League Task Force. I have seen that at the retro gaming store by my house. And I was like, I should try that out sometime. I guess we could do a Super Nintendo show and tell segment as well. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so between games, we'll do a Super Nintendo show and tell. I don't have that many games. Well, I think I have like roughly as many Super Nintendo games as I do GameCube games. But I don't think there's like much in the way of like crazy hidden gems or anything like that. I have a pretty standard issue SNES collection. I think we've talked about it before about my house getting robbed and stuff. So this is all stuff I picked up after the fact. Just kind of getting the essentials in. I still think this is a cool game. Of course, just as I say that, then game over. Alright.